of my favorites, Mark Wahlberg. How are you, Mark?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How have you been?
Awesome. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too. Let's start with your let's start with your Patriots before we hit your movie. What do you think of the Pats now at 11-2 atop the AFC? Mark?
You know what? It was a beautiful weekend for us. Both the Broncos and the Bengals losing. We got back to the first seed in the AFC, and we're going to win out, and everybody's going to be back in time to go win the big one. And Carolina's going to go 18-1.
We were talking about that before, Mark, that of all the teams that the Patriots might see in the Super Bowl, that they could break up from being 19-0, right? That would be quite the storyline.
I tell you what, we know the feeling. It's not pleasant.
So what would you prefer? That you see Carolina and prevent them from getting to 19-1, or it doesn't matter, or getting from 19-0, or it doesn't matter, and you get to see the commissioner have to hand a trophy to Tom Brady? What would you like to see, Mark?
Yeah, I just want to see us get the trophy. It doesn't matter who we got, whether it's Arizona or it's Carolina or it's Seattle again. That really doesn't matter. We just want the trophy.
What would that be?
I was glad that the whole, I didn't want to see them lose twice in a row, but I was glad that they got the one loss just because, carrying that weight around of being undefeated and everybody trying to knock you off the pedestal, it's just added pressure.
What would you think it would mean to see that moment, to have the commissioner hand a trophy to Tom Brady? Mark, what do you think?
I know Tom would just smile and say thank you and hold his tongue about how he really feels.
Have you spoken to him recently?
I reached out just when everything was going on, and just told him to keep his head up. He was a very, very good spirit. He was just focused on getting back out there and playing again.
Yeah, it seems like he's shutting it down, right, Mark? That there's one thing that he's laser focused on, other than scaring the crap out of his kids on Thanksgiving in a turkey outfit. But it seems like he's just locked in.
Yep. And, look, they've dealt with a lot of injuries. But, everybody, I think we're going to get everybody back in time for a big run.
Mm-hmm. Mark Wahlberg joining me here on The Rich Eisen Show. Daddy's home in theaters on Christmas Day. What did you think of the David Price signing for your Red Sox? What did you think about that?
You know what? I think if they didn't, the Yankees would have. So why not? I think...
I love that.
All right.
Yeah. It's if he takes down the evil empire, that's all that matters, I guess, to you.
Absolutely.
All right. I hear you.
They're gonna treat him real well in Boston.
And Big Papi, he's stepping down his final season. He's announced that he's not coming back. What did you think about that announcement from David Ortiz?
A little sad, but he's got to do what's right for him. I'm just glad he was able to finish his career in Boston, didn't end up going anywhere else, because there was talks of him going elsewhere for a while. So,
Mark Wahlberg joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk Christmas Day. This film that you're in with Will Ferrell. It seems like it's one of those films when you see the commercials and the previews for it. It looks like you're having fun while you did that.
You know what? I had such a blast making that movie. He's such a great guy to work with. He's so funny and so sweet. And, it's not really like working. I mean, most of the time I'm making the movie, they're trying to blow me up and, crazy stuff is happening. So it was a nice change of pace. And we shot it around the holidays, around this time. So we shoot for a couple of days. We had Thanksgiving off. We shot for 3 weeks. We had Christmas off, New Year's. And then we shot for a couple more weeks in January. Went to the Super Bowl. Will and I were both at the Super Bowl, him being obviously very close to Pete Carroll. So it couldn't have been better.
Yeah, and in one of the scenes, you shot it in New Orleans at a Pelicans game. What was that like, that scene, Mark?
We only had 6 minutes to actually shoot it. The audience didn't know what was happening. They knew that we were shooting a movie, and it was me and Will, but they didn't know that he'd be coming onto the court at halftime or anything. And, people thought, that he was really drunk and really hit a cheerleader in the head with a basketball. I mean, she was a stunt woman, and nobody was hurt. But it was cool. It was exciting.
So did you enjoy that fact that people actually thought Will Ferrell had brained a cheerleader with a basketball? Did you like that?
He really enjoyed it. I mean, people were calling for his head on social media, and he just thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Oh, my God. What's the biggest stunt you've ever pulled?
Oh God, we get pretty crazy, especially with my guys. I talked my buddy into running into a train station. We doused him with blood, and of course then helicopters and fire engines and police officers were showing up, and they ended up hauling him off to jail.
Was that in Boston?
No, that was in Vancouver. Actually, we were shooting The Shooter.
Gosh, what film are you shooting right now? What are you doing right now, Mark?
Right now,
Yeah.
I just finished Deepwater Horizon with Pete Berg, who I did Lone Survivor with.
Right.
And we're getting ready to do a movie together in Boston.
On Patriots Day, right?
Yes.
About
So we're doing that, and then off to Transformers again, I think.
Oh my gosh, fantastic! And Ballers seems to be taking off too, Mark. What do you like most about that show that you're producing on HBO?
You know what? It's great. Dwayne Johnson is such a great actor. I mean, it's really nice for him to now have an opportunity to kind of just show his stuff as an actor. The show is going great. I know we were getting a little bit of heat about, from the NFL, but now with Will Smith's concussion, the focus is all on them. So I saw Will yesterday. I thanked him for that.
Yeah.
Taking the heat off of us. But look, we've got a lot of guys in and around the league. Dominic and Sue just shot a couple scenes, and the guys are loving. The players love the show. So
when are you going to get Gronk on there? Have you gotten Gronk yet?
Soon, not yet. Julian Edelman did a little piece for us, but we'll get to Gronk. I wanted those guys right now to focus on their primary business.
Edelman's hilarious. Edelman is a comic actor. Have you seen his videos that he does on YouTube and all the stuff that he's doing?
I have, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's definitely got a career ahead of him after football. And I love the E60 piece with him about, his dad and the whole thing.
That was great.
I got two boys myself, and it was nice to. He's just a good guy, so it's nice to see him succeed.
Yeah.
And he took the injury well. He was like, hey, he was actually like, record season for him. But he'll come back at the right time, and he's getting healthy and training.
And last question, in all seriousness, which team scares you the most for the Patriots? Which team do you think can take your Pats out in any way, shape, or form?
Well, the games that are the scariest ones are the ones in the regular season. They've got these division rivalries that always end up being dogfights. You got the Jets. But they're all a bit scary. Any one of those wild card teams, whether it be the Steelers or the Jets, then you got teams in the NFC that are really strong. But in order to win it all, you got to beat them all. So you can't kind of dodge any bullets. You're going to win the whole thing.
Mark, I appreciate you calling in always on the show. I look forward.
You're the best, buddy.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. You take care of yourself. Bye. Happy holidays. That's Mark Wahlberg.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.